Dandelion is one of those wonderful noxious weeds that were invented for the use of mankind. That's the gospel according to me anyway. It's one of those herbs that you have a hard time killing. It's a nuisance, a lawn weed. It grows in most temperate areas. It's native to Greece, but luckily winds probably brought it over here, and you can eat the whole plant, the leaves, the roots, everything, but it is a plant that you would want to definitely not use it if it had been sprayed by any kind of chemicals or anything like that. The taste is really, really bitter to some, but then some people love it. Kind of a, not like a sharp bitter, but kind of like a little bit of a dull bitter, and that would be the leaves. And the roots, a little bit bitter, but when you roast the roots, you can actually grind them up and use them in place of a coffee as a hot drink, and it smells kind of like roasted barley would smell, and it's really delicious. My family drinks it all the time, and it is something that is really, really good for you. But that doesn't really have the bitter that the leaves have with it. And the smell is, you know, you've probably all put your nose in a yellow dandelion. I know I have, and blown those seed pods everywhere. And they're very prolific. They will come up through cracks because they go wherever there's nutrients. And those leaves and flowers and the roots are very, very full of nutrients. They have a long history. I'm from ancient China. It was first recorded in the very first medical texts, and they used it for digestive disorders, eye problems, inflammations, to stimulate milk flow in women, breast milk, and also for symptoms with abscess in the breast and anything associated with kind of healing and repairing the body. Celts introduced dandelions to the Roman legions when Caesar invaded the north. They were used by the Anglo-Saxons, the Normans, ancient Russia. They were used for liver, like considered them yellow spots, and skin problems and freckles. Dandelion was used in the 10th and 11th century by Arabic physicians, and then they introduced it to Europe as a medicine. So those noxious weeds were brought over as a medicine or food. In the Middle Ages, it was used as a detoxifying herb and a helpful tonic. It was used to help with alleviating the fevers in the body, for helping with boils, for eye issues. It even helps with blood sugar issues. It can help with digestion and diarrhea, even for children and elderly. And it's so nourishing to the body, and it's so good for children and older people who just need lots and lots of nourishment. So even in France, the roots of the dandelion are cooked as a vegetable. And also Germany, it's sliced and used in salads. All the tops, they use them in Russia, where my mom and dad went to Ukraine on their mission, and all over through Russia, they have these big dandelion heads that are like 3 inches across, and they candy them, and they have these whole stores with candy and these candied dandelion heads, and they eat them like that for just over there, and they sell them, and they like, your mouth turns a little yellow, and my mom said it was a great experience. Anyway, and in Germany, they even approved it for a digestive health and to help, for the root to help with bile flow and kind of as a diuretic. Native Americans used it, and they used decoctions of it. They used it for kidney disease. They used it for swelling problems. They used it for skin issues. They were also, other Native Americans used it for heartburn symptoms, and they would make infusions of it and drink it if they had any of those symptoms. They also used it as a blood tonic and for all kinds of indigestion problems. Different tribes were using this herb over and over and over again. It's always talked about. It's talked about also by the Bella Coola people in British Columbia, where they would make decoctions for stomach issues, if your stomach hurt or anywhere in your body where it would hurt. Today, in traditional Chinese medicine, it's a lung health herb and used for anything that is associated with liver, trying to make the liver healthier, like jaundice symptoms or even hepatitis symptoms, and even mastitis is a big issue for nursing moms, and this is a wonderful, wonderful tea or herb to use for that. It has a lot of nutrients in it. Of course, all these herbs are so densely nutrient rich, and that's why we're so interested in them. Well, this herb has a lot of components to it. It's very, very high in vitamin A, which is fabulous. It has about 7,000 units per ounce of herb. Huge amount of vitamin A. So of course it's going to be so great for your skin and so great for supporting your liver. It's got B1 in it, B2, B3, B5. It's got B6 in it, B9 folic acid for pregnant women. It's got B12 in it. It has biotin. It has PABA in it, which is actually a natural sunscreen type of component. You can use Dandelion in your sunscreen formulas, and it'll actually could make them work better. It's high in vitamin C and bioflavonoids, and it also has natural vitamin D and vitamin E. Full of minerals, of course, lots of minerals, lots of trace minerals, but most notably calcium. It's a really great source of calcium, and boron, copper, great source of iron. We talk about it any time that you find it a really great liver herb. That means it's probably a great source of iron, especially the root, most especially the root. It is also a great source of manganese and also potassium, really rich in potassium and silicon and zinc. So it's really great for prostate, for aging, and issues like that. It is a bitter herb, so of course it is great for intestinal health like we talked about, but it's a high nutrient food, and so it's considered a tonic, something that is good for everything. It is good for energy and could help the body with more endurance. It's been used as a survival food, of course. I mean, you can eat every bit of it. It has really a reputation for fortifying and nourishing the blood. It is a really good source of inulin, which is a starch fiber found in the root. And if you harvest it in the spring, there's 2%, but when you harvest it in the autumn, there's like 40% inulin. And it actually helps support pancreas and blood sugar balancing, any type of symptoms associated with diabetes. It can help support what's going on in your body that may be problematic. It is a natural probiotic, and which helps your intestinal health. It also is wonderful for immune strengthening. It helps your body strengthen its own immune system by feeding it lots of nourishing minerals and vitamins. It is cleansing and a bit of a diuretic. So it's something that some people drink the tea or take it in capsules for that diuretic type cleansing effect. Also is one of those herbs that you use if you're doing lots of cleansing and rebuilding, strengthening your body. It helps acids to be neutralized and toxins to be eliminated out of the body. Dandelion could help your heart. It could help your body balance the cholesterol levels and normalize blood pressure in your body. It loves the heart, and the heart loves dandelion. It feeds it, it nourishes it, and it's a great thing to do for your heart. It helps also detoxify the system by helping the body to reduce stiffness or any aches or owies or any issues that are going on in the joints. It also, we talked about liver, but liver and kidney together. It's just a powerful combination to be able to strengthen those organs and help the body rid obstructions in the liver and the gallbladder and the spleen. It's incredible for any liver misshapenness or enlargement or stuff that's going on. Dandelion is always the thing that people in the ancients would go to normalize what's going on if they would overeat eat, they would take dandelion, or if they would overdrink or party or something, mostly the Greeks and Romans, you know, we get this information from, but they would take dandelion afterwards and it would help them detox the stuff that had been going on maybe the night before. The leaves of the dandelion plant increase urine flow, which actually helps replenish potassium in the body and helps decrease the symptoms associated with swollen parts of the body or swelling or inflammation type symptoms. It also can help with lots of different type of urinary problems. It can be used topically for skin eruptions. It's used for oily skin or dry skin. It can be used as a tea or a decoction. It can be made into a tincture. You can just add it to the astringent that you might have. But it's really good for breakouts and making it into a salve for things associated with rashes on the body. It works well with burdock and really great with burdock and yellow dock. Those are wonderful herbs put together, really great topically used together. And it's been known to help with warts. If you take a dandelion plant and you just break the stem and put the milk of the dandelion on the wart every day for like 7 days, some people say 30 days, but really until the wart falls off, it's an old folk remedy for warts. And some people do the same thing with corns and blisters and calluses. Its bitterness just stimulates digestive juices, and so nutrients are easily assimilated throughout the body for children and for the elderly. It can calm down severe vomiting, and it is a mild bowel stimulant, which means it helps with a little bit of constipation. It's not a really strong laxative. It's just one that will help to nourish the colon, so the colon seems to work better, especially in elderly people who have a lot of trouble in that area. It's a great herb for them. It's great for supporting the body's immune system in so many different ways. Cells that go crazy or even lung issues. It is just used for so many thousands of years that it's just one of those herbs we know a lot about that's become something that we kind of want to get out of our life, and now we're kind of going back to the beginning and bringing it back into our life. It's wonderful for women. It is used to help improve lactation, so they have better, stronger, richer milk, and it works very well. It helps to strengthen and support all the female organs, and it's really healthy for the baby. And is noted that it can help with healthy tooth enamel, which is really important, especially nowadays when it seems like it's so hard to keep your kids' teeth really beautiful. So, dandelion. What are you going to do with dandelion? I want you to be able to go find dandelion. Yes, if you have to go find it at a health food store, fine. But I would love for you to find it somewhere else. And if it's on a well-manicured lawn, don't eat it and don't take it. But I would love for you to go get dandelion out in the woods. The big ones that come from other countries have actually been imported here, and I found some species of the really big ones in an old cemetery up in Utah where it had big blossoms on it, which is kind of a different species. It has these big, beautiful blossoms that blow, but it also, I don't know what the seed pods, whatever they're called, and then it's got the beautiful big yellow flowers that are just so incredible. So I gathered up some of those seeds and I have some of them, and I'm going to get brave enough to grow some pretty soon. But if you look for some out in the wild, you will find it. Even if you just go to a corner lot someplace in the city, you know there's got to be dandelions there, and they're probably not spraying for them or they wouldn't be there. So go look and find and experience dandelions. My mom, she says, I keep dandelions out on my lawn, but I let them go wild every place else, because she goes out in the spring and in the summer and she picks her greens from her dandelions and throws them in a green drink. Pretty cool. Good going, Mom. Anyway, enjoy your dandelions. Plant some someplace where it probably won't take over your life, maybe in a pot or something, but those seed pods, warning, will go everywhere. And I've known people who've tried to grow them that actually kind of takes over. So grow them or experience them in the wild. I know they cultivate them in big, huge crops in Europe, and it's just such a beautiful plant, an incredible preparedness plant. I mean, come on, if you've got dandelions growing, at least you've got some food. So what do you do with dandelion? You can have it in tea. You can go to any health food store, and actually lots of grocery stores have it in tea, and they usually use the root and the leaf combined, or you can get it in powder form, and you can just mix it in your smoothie. You can grow it. You can get it in encapsulated form. You can make it into a tincture. You can make it into a decoction. Any way you want to cook it, bake it, preserve it, eat it, it's good for you. And so just eat as much of it as you can. Use it, experience it, and see how you feel. Just increasing the nutrient level in your body just a little bit by grabbing hold of a couple of these really great plants changes things, changes your health. So go for it. Maybe dandelion is the right herb for you.